Carrington is a dirty player, probably the dirtiest player in the league. And then she has the audacity to go online right after her ejection and claim that she got ejected because of racism. She definitely learned well from Angel Reese. Whenever something goes against you, just pull out that race card. I think she's jealous of my natural blonde hair. She'll never have this hair. I literally got clotheslined in the air, and this clown has to turn it into race.
What if we told you that Caitlin Clark might potentially quit the WNBA after just one season? Yes, take a final 3, pack it up, and dive in. Caitlin has had enough with Marina Mubry tossing infractions like dodgeballs, and blind referees acting like they're trying out for a circus. Is this a rogue reality show or the League of Dreams? If this story is accurate, the WNBA will lose its biggest star more quickly than a referee misses a foul. So, grab some popcorn. This her second season, and you put the numbers together, that's like 10 seasons. That girl did it in 10 seasons. That means she had won a season. Kane Clark is when Kane Clark get to 10 seasons, she's going to have 100 of these. And y'all can't get a girl her roses. Now, I don't like the fact that she be getting woke cause she don't want all these lesbians to be mad at. But at the end of the day, is the woman putting in the work? She's put in the work.
She is the main character in a drama that for the second consecutive season somehow still wants her to sell tickets, pass the ball, smile for the camera, take the hits, and then thank her detractors. Fans are now enraged rather than merely irritated. The internet campaign to protect Caitlin has evolved into a fierce emotional custody dispute between her supporters and a league that continues to abuse her like a chew toy. This is all going according to plan. This is ideal. Caitlin Clark is holding up her end by being awesome and by being a trash-talking jerk on the court. Love it. Her teammates are holding up their end by having her back. The other players in the league are holding up their end by not liking her. Perfect. Couldn't have written a better script. Caitlin is talking trash to this girl's hard fouling her. Her teammate, Sophie Cunningham, who got a black belt in Taekwondo at the age of 6, she's like,
"What did you make of Sophie Cunningham's flagrant foul on JC?
It was a flagrant foul.
I think it's like defending the team, or how do you view the foul?
I view it as a flagrant foul.
You guys came for basketball.
Yeah,
Let's talk
seriously.
about basketball. Come on now.
What do you think of just how you all were able to pull in the second half, Caitlin, in
We're
particular?
going to the Commissioner Cup Championship.
Let's
That's
go!
pretty exciting. Y'all want to talk about that? Let's talk about that.
What do you think, again?
Clark is driving the WNBA insane. It's to the point that she may need to step away from the WNBA, have a billionaire come in that has the money to prove a point and say, "Caitlin, I'll pay you $50 million just to see if the WNBA can make it without you. Let's go create a complete different league and expose the hell out of the WNBA, just to embarrass this Angel Reese girl that Jameel Hill just said she could go down as a Michael Jordan of WNBA." Do you recall when it was announced that she will be accepted into the league just like any other rookie? Yes. When you say welcomed, you mean being mugged at midcourt while the referees sing Dixie and turn a blind eye as if they had just misplaced their glasses in a Looney Tunes cartoon. A welcome party is not necessary for Caitlin. She requires both a chiropractor and a security detail. Marina Mubry, on the other hand, chose to give a late game shove as if she were vying for a linebacker spot. The NBA most likely sent her a contract out of confusion because the foul was so aggressive. Since being hit is now just a part of Caitlin's pre-game warm-up, she naturally gets up as if nothing had happened. Rinse, shoot, avoid a flying elbow, stretch, and repeat. The fact that Caitlin is called entitled every time she breathes too forcefully close to a veteran is completely insane. It's part of the game when she commits a hard foul. They accuse her of being aloof when she doesn't take it personally. Even if she saved a puppy during halftime, she would still face criticism for failing to pass the ball to a teammate. In the meantime, the league is receiving digital CPR from the fan base. Fans hit rewind, break it down frame by frame like it's the Zabder movie, and scream into thin air whenever someone clocks Caitlin like it's amateur night at Fight Club. How does that not qualify as a flagrant rant?
Going according to plan. This is ideal. Caitlin Clark is holding up her end by being awesome and by being a trash-talking jerk on the court. Love it. Her teammates are holding up their end by having her back. The other players in the league are holding up their end by not liking her. Perfect. Couldn't have written a better script. Caitlyn is talking trash to this girl. This girl's hard fouling her. Her teammate Sophie Cunningham, who got a black belt in Taekwondo at the age of 6, she's like, I will F you guys up. All of it's great, and Caitlyn's a killer. 10 out of 10.
Do you recall when it was announced that she will be accepted into the league just like any other rookie? Yes. When you say welcomed, you mean being mugged at midcourt while the referees sing Dixie and turn a blind eye as if they had just misplaced their glasses in a Looney Tunes cartoon. A welcome party is not necessary for Caitlyn. She requires both a chiropractor and a security detail. Marina Barry, on the other hand, chose to give a late-game shove as if she were vying for a linebacker spot. The NBA most likely sent her a contract out of confusion because the foul was so aggressive. Since being hit is now just a part of Caitlyn's pregame warm-up, she naturally gets up as if nothing had happened. Rinse, shoot, avoid a flying elbow, stretch, and repeat. The fact that Caitlyn is called entitled every time she breathes too forcefully close to a veteran is completely insane. It's part of the game when she commits a hard foul. Fans hit rewind, break it down frame by frame like it's the Zapruder movie, and scream into thin air whenever someone clocks Caitlyn like it's amateur night at Fight Club. How does that not qualify as a flagrant rant? Not to mention the ongoing gaslighting. It's not too horrible, she's exaggerating. She must earn her stripes. Really? She has more stripes than a zebra in a barcode factory. According to our most recent inspection, she averages 12 microaggressions, 8 assists, and 25 points a game, grinning while doing it. Is there anything else she needs to do? Elevate. Fans are not foolish. The double standard is evident to them. They witness the league's willingness to go above and beyond for certain players while blatantly ignoring others. They witness the locker room politics, the forced narratives, and the passive-aggressive interviews. They're also worn out. They have had enough of Caitlyn battling for space on a team that she assembled. It won't be because she couldn't succeed if she departs after this season. It will be because she is intelligent enough to recognize when someone is playing her. Leaving could be the greatest power move of the century. Let's face it, all of a sudden, the league that was obsessed with her would have to deal with a very quiet reality. There won't be any more sold-out arenas, record-breaking streams, or casual fans watching to see what she does next. Lot. After that, what happens? They paint motivational quotes on the court, offer 2-for-1 ticket deals, bring back promotional bobbleheads, and hope people forget. They won't. Spoiler alert. The WNBA turns back into a trivia question as soon as Caitlyn Clark leaves. Hey, do you recall the league that briefly featured that superstar? What had become of them? Don't even begin with the she stay and tough it out crowd. She's personable, marketable, and somehow still humble after being treated like a human piñata. You'd think they'd be rolling out red carpets, giving her accolades, developing marketing efforts that don't look like they were photoshopped in 2003, but no. Just more shade, more hits, more lost opportunities. Fans have had enough. They're not just watching the games, they're watching out for her. They're sharing footage, calling out the league, demanding justice like unpaid interns in the Caitlyn Clark PR department. And if she decides to peace out after this season, she won't be going alone. She'll be bringing millions of loyal viewers with her. The kind who buy tickets, stream games, wear the apparel, and unabashedly scream every P every time she touches the ball. I am sick and tired of the way they are treating my girl Caitlyn Clark. I am here to propose a solution. I think they need an enforcer. You know, someone who comes off the bench to kind of lay a smackdown on an opposing team member. I want to get the word out to the Indiana Fever that I am available. I'm ready to identify as whatever I need to in order to get the job. They need someone like me. Why? 'Cause I'm not afraid of any 6 feet tall leg. I work out now. I have a couple of real good go-to moves in my bag of tricks. If the WNBA wants to keep her, they better start acting like it, because right now it's giving ungrateful roommate energy. And supporters. They're ready to pack her luggage, drive her to the airport, and clap as she boards a plane to someplace that genuinely appreciates brilliance. In a league desperate for attention, Caitlyn Clark was the feast. But if all she receives in return is crumbs and pandemonium, don't be startled when she thinks she's had her fill. And just when you think it can't be any more ridiculous, the cherry on top of this scorching disaster appears. The ESPN analysis. Didn't use force, didn't even recoil like the queen of poise that she is. She simply walked away.
kept her focus on the game and stuck to basketball because she once grinned after hitting a long three. ESPN commentators are out here wearing their detective caps and pretending to have figured out the Da Vinci Code. She was the one who caused it. They claimed that she requested to have her body crushed between belongings. For the short, well, they get into it a bit here. Lexi Hall now gets it. Caleb Clark hits the deck. Heat. This is a crazy concept. Talking trash can just be a part of the game. It's not Sunday brunch. It's sports. You're not competing if you're not chirping. It was Michael Jordan. Kobe was passionate about it. Psychological warfare was essentially conceived by Larry Bird. Oh no. Caitlin Clark. Players are suddenly invited to give up basketball and start channeling their inner mixed martial arts fighters when she speaks trash. Some of them would love nothing more than to shut her down on the court. These aren't her teammates. They're not fans. These are rivals, some of whom have faced her head-to-head and are still able to distinguish between straightforward thuggy and hard-nosed basketball. However, compared to half of the analysts who are paid to act as though they have ever touched a basketball, they are more sensible because, let's face it, you would have seen it on every sports program, every news source, and most likely a dramatic reenactment on Lifetime if Caitlin Clark had even considered responding with a shove of her own. Finally, the out-of-control novice loses it. No, though, she kept things tidy. She maintained her elegance. She made no attempt to personalize it. She resisted the temptation, and yet they managed to accuse her of being shoved. It's like blaming a financial driver for high.
She exudes too much confidence. She is said to play with attitude. Yes, every elite athlete in history does the same. They are exceptional because of this. However, Caitlin's self-assurance is in some ways provocative. That's a problem because under some crazy, warped version of the WNBA rules, she's expected to take hits, take blame, and take a vow of quiet, preferably all at once. It's almost impressive how regularly the blame goes her way. It's as if an unseen committee waits to redefine reality. A full-body shove is delivered by Marina Mabbering. Caitlin is the antagonist and maintains her composure. What comes next? ESPN airs a segment headline, "Did Caitlin lean into it? Then someone elbows her in the face?" They are virtually spitting out their next heated take. Did she have an adversarial posture? Did her shoelaces convey the incorrect?
And you know what's actually making fans furious? It's because Caitlin Clark hasn't even requested preferential treatment. There was no publicity tour for her. She didn't yell obscenities. She didn't even make fun of anyone. She simply plays hit after hit, game after game. While everyone else attempts to turn the story into a soap opera in which the villain is the lady who averages 25 points per game and keeps the league afloat, you continue to show up like the perfect professional. This is a straightforward truth. Caitlin Clark would have been expelled, penalized, and paraded through a media circus as the league's problem if she had thrown the shove. However, because she accepted it without responding, she is still portrayed as the issue. Because she was being physically assaulted at midcourt, how dare she not grin more? Fans are not stupid. It's enough to cause your brain to short-circuit and your blood to boil. The league is in possession of a generational talent, someone who draws attention, sells jerseys, and motivates the athletes of tomorrow. Additionally, they are acting as though she is their assigned punching bag. Additionally, they attempt to portray her as the problem even when she handles it gracefully and doesn't flinch. In order to gain 10 seconds of television, they now accuse her of causing global warming. Therefore, it's not because they want her to be successful that supporters say they want her to leave the WNBA. They want her to live. That's why they want her to live in a place where she can flourish without being used as a scapegoat for the fears of others. Somewhere that doesn't try to turn every response into a morality play about knowing your place and instead values what she brings. Because this is the actual situation. The issue isn't Caitlin Clark. She is merely a reflection.